Good morning, Detective Patterson. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good, good. Could you please state your name for the record?
Detective Gina Patterson.
And where do you work, Detective?
I work for the Cornelius Police Department.
And how long have you worked there?
I've been with the Cornelius Police Department for 21 years.
Are you licensed and sworn law enforcement officer?
I am.
Are you the lead detective on the case of State of North Carolina versus Christopher James Palmiter?
Yes, I am.
And are you familiar with the case?
I am.
Okay. Have you reviewed the available video footage?
I have.
Have you reviewed the available documents obtained in the investigation of this case?
Yes.
Okay. And that's like a broad question.
Yeah.
But generally, you've reviewed those things?
Yes.
Okay. If I could direct your attention to, do you remember when Diana came to the school to be, well, she wasn't there to be interviewed, but to have the meeting with Miss Lampkin? Do you remember that when she first came to school?
Yes.
Okay. You were present at the school for a large portion of that discussion?
I was, yes.
And do you recall Diana telling you that she had brought Maddie to school on November 22nd?
Objection is to hearsay.
State government doesn't have hearsay protection. Sorry, not hearsay. I'm trying to say competition. It's not offered for the truth at this point.
What are the reasons would be offered?
Well, I guess laying out my various reasons. It explains the course of the investigation, and well, I think that's all I have to say at this point. Is that it explains the course of the investigation.
Okay. I will allow the objection. I'll allow the witness to answer that question, but I want to make it explicitly clear that it's not offered for the truth of the matter sort of meaning as to whether or not whatever Diana said is true or not. But it is admitted solely because it shows what the lead detective in the case did next in her investigation.
And thank you, sir. And so, and just for record purposes, I think that it also goes to show state of mind and intent to commit a future act.
No.
Thank you. So, Diana told you that she had brought Madalina to school on November 22nd. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that wasn't true, was it?
I don't recall.
What was the last day that Madalina went to school?
According to the school bus footage, it was the 21st.
The 21st. Okay. And so the school bus footage showed that she didn't ride the bus that day?
Going to school,
Either one.
it showed her getting off the school bus that day.
Oh, on the 21st.
Oh, correct.
Okay. Now, Diana had told you that Madalina was late on the 22nd,
Correct.
and that she...
Objection is to hearsay.
This is sustained at this point. You need to show me how this is informing her investigation.
Okay.
We get to discuss what she did next in response to that. So it's sustained.
Okay. When Diana told you, when Diana came to the school, what did you do after she told you that she had brought her there on the 22nd?
Objection.
Overruled, because I already admitted the previous statement. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the question?
So after she said that she had brought her there on the 22nd, what did you do?
While I was at the school interviewing Diana?
Yeah, sure. What did she say?
No, what did she say? If the question was, what did you do?
Or what did you do? Forget.
I continued to interview her regarding the whereabouts of her daughter.
Okay. And were you able, after you had the interview with Diana, after you left the school, where did you what happened in your investigation?
Once we left the school, we voluntarily, we received permission from the Palmiters and Ms. Cojocari to go to their house to look around the residence.
Okay. And so you investigated seeing the house?
Yes.
Okay. And there were pictures taken during that investigation?
Correct, yes.
Mr. Clerk, may I have the primer screen, please? And Ms. Patterson, I'm going to be showing you what is marked as Defense Exhibit PP 1 through 11. Do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
That photograph?
Correct, yes.
That photograph?
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 Yes.
Would you mind going back to 9 real quick?
So you said 9?
I think, too bad.
Oh, sorry. That's my little. Do those pictures fairly and accurately depict the scene of the house as you encountered it?
Yes.
Your Honor, with that, we move to admit Defense Exhibit PP 1 through 11.
Any objection?
May I just ask defense counsel one question?
You may.
To clear counsel. No objection, Your Honor.
So admitted.
Thank you. All right. Now, and Mr. Clerk, if it's okay, we could leave that on the primer screen, but Ms. Patterson, you don't need to look at that at the moment.
Okay.
If that makes sense. When you were walking around the house, what type of items did you notice in the living room?
As in when I first walked in the house, there were children's or bicycles. There was also when you first walk in, there was like a dresser or desk against the wall, and then there was bicycles near the front door. And then you can see into the home, and it was like a desk area when you first walk in.
Okay.
The office in-home office area.
And maybe I misspoke. You have living room area, there's a family room area in the back, is that right?
Oh, correct, yes.
Okay. What did you notice in the family room area, if anything?
There's sofas, 2 sofas in front of the fireplace. There's like a pallet, boxes that were kind of laid against the wall, totes, blue totes.
Blue totes.
Blue totes.
Can you describe what a tote is?
Like I guess a tub or with a lid on it that you would carry things in.
And you're on permission to publish people
Go ahead.
on file? So, Detective Patterson, is that what you're describing?
The items just in general,
Yeah.
this whole thing, pretty much, yes.
Okay. And there's like a stack of blue bins over there in the corner?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And that's what you're referring to?
Yes,
At some point, did you look in those bins?
we did, yes.
What was in those bins?
There were clothing items, electronics, mainly children's clothing, electronics, just miscellaneous household items, that sort of thing.
Okay. And Mr. Cook, we can take that down for a moment. Thank you. When you searched the house, did you search the house for papers and effects?
We did, yes.
Did you find notes and effects of Mr. Palmiter on his desk?
Notebooks, like he had notes and notebooks on his desk.
Okay. Was that something that you noticed?
I'm sorry,
Was that something that you noticed?
that I noted?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What type of, did you look inside those notes?
We did, yes.
Okay. What types of things were in those notes?
Passwords, I think he kept his time, like his time log for work in the notes, just miscellaneous, and things I wouldn't know that would necessarily be, that he would know, but just it looked like passwords and his time log for work and that sort of thing in the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Some names and phone numbers and that sort of thing.
And when you were in the house, did you find a note on the refrigerator? Is it gone for 2 days?
I did notice that note, yes.
Mr. Clerk, Your Honor, if we could please publish Defense PP2. And I'll show you this photograph. What is this photograph?
This is of the kitchen area.
Okay. And then the note that said gone for 2 days, Diana, is that on the refrigerator? Is that what's shown there?
Yes, it appears to be, yes.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, we can take that down. Did you find notes of tasks and reminders?
I believe in his notebooks, we did. Yes.
Okay. And you remember, you wrote a report in this case, is that right?
I did.
Okay. Do you recall finding that Mr. Palmiter needed to take notes and take pictures in order to remember even menial tasks? Would it refresh your recollection to look at your report?
Yes, I can.
You have that with you?
You have it.
I have a copy here. Yes, thank you.
Look down your notes.
Yeah.
When your memory is fresh, look back up.
excuse me.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I don't recall in my notes, there's nothing mentioned that. But I do recall at one point Mr. Palmiter saying that he needs to write things down.
Mhm.
Yes.
Did you search all the rooms in the house?
Yes, we did.
How many cats were in the house, if any?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like it's something you remember.
I remember a lot.
Okay, vividly.
Yes.
Why do you remember the cats?
They were everywhere. They were, yes. And the house had a distinct smell of cat urine and that sort of thing also.
Okay. So much so that it was pretty apparent.
Yes.
Yeah. Were the cats defecating in the house?
It wasn't, I didn't see any defecation.
Urinating in the house?
But yes, you could tell.
And you said they were everywhere, so they had free reign?
Yes.
Did you and I say, your team, obviously, did you guys search vehicles?
We did, yes.
And just for record purposes, I'll go ahead and move to publish PP 1 through 11.
You already admitted all these, so you don't need to ask my permission to publish any of this.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you.
Just publish them when you're ready.
Yes, sir, thank you. Okay. Mr. Clerk, if we could please bring up PP 10. Do you recognize this photo?
I
Detective
do.
Patterson?
Yes, I do.
And is this a photo of Diana Cojocari's car?
I believe so, yes.
And I can zoom in if you need to. Yeah, that's good.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. And you're familiar with what Ms. Lampkin and Officer Nobles were referring to when they talked about the truancy packet?
Correct,
Remember that?
yes. Yes, I am.
Is that the truancy packet from Bailey Middle School right there?
Yes,
That's in Diana Cojocari's car.
correct, yes.
This notebook here,
Mhm.
is that Madalina's notebook?
Correct, yes,
And that was in Diana Cojocari's car.
yes.
She had a road map in her car.
Yes,
You found receipts from Western Union in her car.
yes, we did, yes.
Now, the general appearance of the car looks like it's got a lot of stuff in it. Is that, what if anything did you notice about the contents of the car?
She just had several items, as you see here, just miscellaneous items, I believe some trash and that sort of thing in the car.
All right. And Mr. Clerk, we can take that one down, please. And back up. Thank you. Detective Patterson, is this the back of Diana Cojocari's car?
Yes.
What items are there in the back of the car?
It appears to be cat food, looks like a Chick-fil-A bag, blankets, cooler, backpack.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, take that down, please. Were there food and drinks in that car?
I believe there were food in there, maybe in the back seat of the vehicle.
There was bedding and other clothing?
I'm sorry.
There was bedding and other clothing?
I don't, just the blankets that were in the trunk area.
It may not be a complete set, but there's blankets and stuff in that car.
Right, yes.
What, if any, weapons were found in that car?
I believe later on there was a knife that was found in the car.
Mr. Clerk, could we please republish PP 10? Is that the knife that you're referring to?
I don't recall if that is I can't tell if it's a knife or not. When I say we, there was a team of us that did crime scene, and so I did not collect this if this was the knife.
Okay. You're aware that there was a knife found in the car?
But I am aware, yes.
Just please through the other pictures. Now, where did you find, if you found, Diana Cojocari's purse?
Her purse.
Her purse.
In the house, in like a little dinette area of the house.
Okay. And did you search the contents of that purse?
Yes, we did.
And you also searched the contents of the car?
Correct, yes.
And inside that vehicle, there were Western Union receipts?
Yes, there were.
Mr. Clerk, can you please publish PP6? Are these some of the Western Union receipts that you found?
No, those are actually,
I'm sorry. Oh.
yeah. Would you like for me to answer what those are?
Yeah, so I just strike my question because I
Okay.
asked you incorrectly.
Yes.
These are Wells Fargo receipts?
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
And where did you find these Wells Fargo receipts?
I believe they were on the island of the kitchen.
And these are receipts from December 13th, December 14th, December 14th, and December 14th.
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes,
And these are associated with Diana Cojocari's debit card.
yes.
All right, Mr. Clerk, you take that down, please. If we could please bring it back up, because I'm asking to publish PP8, Mr. Clerk. Now, this is one of the Western Union receipts that was found in the vehicle, is that right?
Correct,
And that is dated December 13th, 2022.
correct.
the sender listed on that receipt is Diana Cojocari,
Yes.
and the recipient on that receipt is Rodrigo Cojocari.
Correct, yes.
Destination of those funds was the Republic of Moldova.
Yes.
Transfer amount sent was $3,000.
Correct, yes.
Mr. Carter, take that one down, please. So from that receipt, you learned that Diana Cojocari was sending money out of the country.
Yes.
And if I could please bring up PP9. Thank you. What is this picture of?
This was basically the contents of Diana's handbag that we found in the house.
And you found cash in her purse?
We did, yes.
How much cash was in her purse?
About close to about $7,500, something like that.
I won't hold you to specific numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also found this note card,
Correct.
and there's a series of note cards bound to that chain there, is that right?
Yes.
And in her purse, she had passports.
Yes, she did.
What countries were those passports for?
I believe Moldova and Romania.
Take that down, please, Mr. Clerk. Question. So in her vehicle, you found matches, or in her purse?
I'm sorry, in her purse.
In her vehicle or in her purse, you found matches?
I believe so, yes.
Did you review those note cards that were found in her purse?
Yes, we did.
And one of those note cards contained the name Octavian Sevenu.
Yes.
Who is Octavian Sevenu?
She's like, it's a cousin. We later found out it's not like a biological cousin, but they've known each other for many, many years, but
Okay.
like a cousin.
Where does Octavian Sevenu live?
He currently lives in, I believe, Florida.
Did you find out, what if any contact did you find out that Diana had with Octavian Sevenu?
I believe she sent him a message.
Objection.